Namaste. Hope you're all staying safe and using this lockdown period for the benefit of the academic community at large. I'm here to basically to throw some light, to give you some leads on how we are going to face the post-COVID-19 situation in higher education through digital transformation. There are basically two ways of spending time. One is spending time and another is investing time. Spending time is like watching a movie, watching a TV show, playing some game, this kind of a thing. That's not going to fetch us anything more. But if we invest the time in improving our skills, in contributing to the academic community at large, probably we'll be benefiting more from this post-COVID-19 situation. So that this calamity, we can definitely use it as an opportunity, because the entire world is going to have the higher education through digital transformation, which will have much more benefits compared to other things. If you see the actual employer, what the employer will be looking at, and the actual reality, and what the employer rating of skills. I'm just going through the different attributes what the employer will be looking at when they want to hire the students. But those who want to be have a clear look of this slide can always pause the video and look at it. I just want to give you some information that what we give normally, the grade point average, GPA, which is nothing to an employer. It's only to rate the thing. But these are all the other attributes which will be thing. And this can be possible only when we enable the student through the digital learning process. When we focus the student through this digital learning, we need to address several questions of which what the students is going to have, and how it is going to help the students to achieve it, and how do we know that whether the students have really achieved it or not, and how do we close the loop. Closing the loop is like rounding off the student in enabling him and equipping him to use more online resources to upskill himself and to fine-tune his abilities to face the employer. Of these benefits for this is, we have to have more coherent and directed curriculum, and we need to round up the students. We normally call it as a, if we make the students more relevant to the industry, we call them as the more rounded, well-rounded graduates. So that will make the students to continuously learn, and resulting in the continuous quality improvement of the students. If you see the possible, what are the expectations of the students and the outcomes, they are expected to be more challenging than to do more challenging tasks than to memorize the things. For this, the students should be able to write project proposals on their own, complete the projects, analyze the case studies, give case presentations, show their abilities to think, question, research, and make decisions. They have to be more creative, analyze, and synthesize the information. And they should also plan their work before they work their plan in organizing the tasks. We should also make them, to work in a team to propose solutions to different problems that are there in the society, and ultimately to market their solutions while protecting their IP rights. So if you see the traditional education process, we have a teaching staff, curriculum, labs, and very few other resources. And they're all going through the teaching learning process, and ultimately the output is the students at graduation level. We know the entire higher education system in India is facing the acute shortage of teaching staff. This can be very well covered with this digital transformation. So presently we have the assessment only through the exams, tests, and assignments, and the quality control is basically from teaching evaluation. So if you see the simple rules of digital transformation in education, so far we have been the content creators, most of the teachers, but now this is not going to be the case. We need to use, there is so much information, there are so many learning resources available. We need to be, entire teaching community has to be more of content curators rather than content creators. And we need to make the students develop ideas, build the minimum viable product among the students, review, refine, and repeat the same thing. And when it comes to the post-COVID situation, is definitely going to change the mindset of the academic administrators, where the digital transformation is going to be the business priority and not a marketing project anymore. So we will be get buy-in from the top, because the top management will be interested in procuring different learning management systems, and they are going to put them in place so that the year on year they secure their investment, and by changing the physical infrastructure. So for this, we don't need to be afraid of decommissioning whatever the infrastructure that we have. More of we need to fine tune them in content management system, and then email management system, customer relation management system, more popular in industry as CRM. And there are many industries who are readily available CRM packages for educational institutions, and then document management system, and most of the even government of Andhra Pradesh is also trying to put in the office management system in place very soon. So the user is the center of everything. So far, the faculty has been the center of everything. So if we want to change continuously, all the infrastructure that we are going to have is the equipping the digital classrooms. The classrooms which employ more modern technology and communications in order to provide students with information. And the infrastructure should be able to interface the online information, and the traditional classrooms have to be converted into those things where the students need to be educated through gamification process than a mere rote learning process, and improve their ability to do their own research works and work in team, give them some tasks, and make them use the resources, and allow for individualization of learning, and encourage the students to seek out more what they like. So I've just collected some of the tools and technologies over the internet, and this list is endless, and probably this is one of the important idea what I thought that present some of these tools and technologies to the academic fraternity, so that you can do more on this. And I'll just go through the one by one. LearnBoost is a platform which is aimed at both teachers and parents, allowing them to track student progress in real time, and this is more like a digital gradebook. And there are more Google apps on this, all necessary information safely on the cloud. On top of thing, it is free. And then we have a Moodle, is more popularly known as Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment. This is a best learning management system at its core, enabling the students to create their own custom learning environments. Again, it's an open source, and it can be integrated very well with the existing system. Kakui is the another platform which is more for developing the a kind of a flowchart generator, where how we can effectively display the complex data through diagrams, graphs, and flowchart, enabling the multiple users and interact with multiple users. So this app is also capable of tracking all changes. Any student in a group, when you are working, any change the student makes is easily embedded in that. Then VoiceThread is another teaching app which enables both students and teachers to upload all their images, clip art, their own drawings, and this kind of a thing, or even PowerPoint slides. So you can, all the students and the teachers can add their own audio comments, upload. It's a wonderful way of taking the feedback from the students. And then you have a Socrative, another platform where teachers no longer need to guess what the students have under. This is a wonderful app which gets the feedback from the students in a real time, whether the student has really grabbed the information. Ngrade is another thing, allowing the teachers to keep track of all their classes with just one application, managing the grades, and it will be exported to the Microsoft Excel, tracking the student attendance, and teachers can create interactive lessons. You can have online quizzes, assessments, and tests of the thing. Top Hat is another one, enabling the teachers to create interesting and interactive presentations, enhancing the student activity in the class, engaging the students using plenty of multimedia elements, especially useful for revision after each chapter. Trello is another one. It is more of a scheduling app and a project management tool rolled out into one. Very, very useful for the students and their project work things. Supports brilliantly designed user interface. And it is particularly useful when you are working in a team and cross communication between students and teachers is facilitated, and also possible for feedback. Kahoot is another one which is allowing the teachers to introduce gaming elements in their classroom in order to engage the students to grab their attention. Instead of just teaching and learning, teaching and listening, you can make them into groups and make them in teams, and then give them certain tasks and conduct some games in the thing, enabling them to create presentation and collaborate with the new lesson. Students can take part by checking out the presentations on a shared screen using their own smartphones, and this is best for the work. Then Read, Write, Think is another online platform helping the teachers integrating the new lesson plans, presentations, and all these stuff, where the students and teachers are never more than a few steps away from finding what they need. So these are all only some of the things which I thought, and there are several more such things. And I suggest you please go through each one of them in detail, understanding them. Definitely we don't want to get familiarized and master them, but definitely governments and universities managements are definitely going to put an efficient learners management system in place in future. And all that we need is we have to lead the students into future through the digital era, which is definitely here to stay post COVID-19, and there is little what we can do to stop it. The fact is, we may not want to, especially when it comes to education, but still it's better that we are all prepared for future, and it can be enhanced by all these different tools for digital classrooms, platforms, apps, and devices. What matters is that students learn, and by communicating with them through a medium that they are more familiar with, because the students will be more restrained to stay in the class for 45 minutes or 1 hour gap. Instead, you give them the tools and make them learn in the media or the medium in which they are most familiar with, whether the tabs, you call them the tabs, you call them the mobile phones. We have better chances of engaging and getting to them through this digital transformations. Hope you all have enjoyed this session. Thank you very much for your time. Namaste, stay safe, all the best.